What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 77 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin, coming to you live from my kitchen, and today I want to talk about the Week 6 recap in the NFL. A lot of great games. Let's start with the Thursday night game. We have the Bucs beating the Eagles 28-22. Tom Brady, 297 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Leonard Fournette, he had 81 yards rushing, plus 2 touchdowns. He also had 6 catches for 46 yards. And Antonio Brown with another solid performance, 9 catches for 93 yards and a touchdown. As for Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, he threw for 115 yards, a passing touchdown, and interception, but he had 2 rushing touchdowns. And tight end Zach Ertz had 4 catches for 29 yards and a touchdown. And this was his last game as an Eagle. He just got traded to the Arizona Cardinals right after that game. And my thoughts on this game: thank you so much, Bucs, for beating Philly. You guys all know that I can't stand the Eagles. And Tom Brady beats the Eagles, leads his team to a 5-1 record, and in first place of the NFC South. What I noticed about this game, too, outside of Tom Brady, is how well the Bucs ran the ball with Leonard Fournette. They really got him going early, and they got him going all game. They wouldn't stop giving him the ball, and it paid dividends for him. And the Eagles fought to make it a 6-point game. They were down 28-7, but it just was not enough. And now the Eagles are 2-4. Next is the Sunday games. We have the Jaguars getting their first win of the season over the Dolphins, 23-20. This game was played in London. Trevor Lawrence had 319 passing yards, a touchdown, no interception, but he did fumble the ball. As for running back James Robinson, 73 rushing yards and a touchdown. And wide receiver Marvin Jones Jr. had 7 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown. As for Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, his first game back in quite a few games, he had 329 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Tight end Mike Gesicki was his favorite target of the day, recording 8 catches for 115 yards. And rookie receiver Jalen Waddle had 10 catches for 70 yards and 2 scores. The Jags finally snapped their 20-game losing streak. That's right, 20-game losing streak. And the rookie quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, along with his rookie NFL coach, Urban Meyer, finally get their first win in the NFL. I said this was a winnable game for the Jaguars, even though I picked Miami to win. Now the Jaguars and Dolphins are both sitting at 1-5. The Dolphins have actually lost 5 straight. Not good for them. Next, we have a slugfest of a game. We have the Vikings beating the Panthers 34-28 in overtime. Kirk Cousins, 373 passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Dalvin Cook, 140 rushing yards and a touchdown. And Adam Thielen with a great game, 11 catches, 126 yards, and a score. As for the Panthers quarterback, Sam Darnold, 207 passing yards, a touchdown, and an interception. And he fumbled as well. And rookie running back Chuba Hubbard had 61 rushing yards and a touchdown. And DJ Moore had 5 catches for 73 yards. This game was back and forth all afternoon. Kirk Cousins showing the league yet again that he is clutch by getting the W in overtime. The Panthers have been on a downward spiral after starting 3-0. Sam Darnold looks like the Jets' Sam Darnold. Both the Vikings and Panthers are 3-3. Next is the Ravens stomping the Chargers 34-6. Lamar Jackson, 167 passing yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Mark Andrews, his tight end, had 5 catches for 68 yards and a touchdown. And Devontae Freeman and Le'Veon Bell each scored a rushing touchdown on Sunday. That's a blast from the past. What year are we in, 2016? As for the Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert, he threw for 195, a touchdown, and an interception. Keenan Allen was his main target with 5 catches and 50 yards. So Lamar Jackson didn't have a crazy passing game this time. And he really didn't even have that crazy of a rushing game either. He only had 51 yards rushing. But, that didn't really matter because the defense and the running backs for the Ravens really stepped up and just dominated the Chargers. I wasn't really expecting the Chargers to get obliterated like that, but, they got their butt kicked all afternoon. Now the Chargers are 4-2, while the Ravens won 5 straight to improve their record to 5-1. Next is the Rams smoking the Giants, 38-11. Matt Stafford, 251, 4 touchdowns and an interception. Running back Darrell Henderson, 71 yards rushing and a touchdown. He also had a receiving touchdown as well. And Cooper Kupp with another fantastic game, 9 catches, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. As for Giants quarterback Daniel Jones, horrible performance, 242 passing yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a fumble. Thank you, Rams, for pummeling the Giants. I can't stand the Giants either. And the Rams offense and defense, they just tore the Giants apart all afternoon. And Danny Dimes, he didn't really turn the ball over this much this season up until this game. He had 4 turnovers in this game. The Rams cruised to a 5-1 record as the Giants dropped to 1-5. Next is the Colts, another obliteration type of game, massacring the Texans, 31-3. Carson Wentz, 223 passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jonathan Taylor, 145 rushing yards and 2 scores. Meanwhile, T.Y. Hilton had 4 catches for 80 yards. This is his first game he played this season. As for the rookie quarterback Davis Mills of the Texans, 243 passing yards, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Brandon Cooks had 9 catches for 89 yards. And this was definitely the best Colts win of the year. Wentz played great. Jonathan Taylor has been amazing. And the Colts dominated both sides of the ball on offense and defense. And the Colts now improve their record to 2-4, while the Texans lost 5 straight and are now 1-5. Next is the Chiefs beating the Washington football team 31-13. Patrick Mahomes, 397 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Darrell Williams, the running back, 62 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Travis Kelce had 8 catches for 99 yards, and Tyreek Hill had 9 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown. As for Washington's quarterback, Taylor Heineke, 182 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. And running back J.D. McKissick had 45 rushing yards to go with 8 receptions for 65 yards. Thank you, Kansas City, for beating up Washington. You guys know I don't like Washington either. The Chiefs get a much-needed bounce-back win to improve their record to 3-3. I said Mahomes would shred the Washington defense, and he did just that. He beat them pretty badly, especially in the second half. And now Washington falls to 2-4. Next is the Packers beating the Bears 24-14. Aaron Rodgers, 195 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and then no interceptions and a rushing touchdown. Meanwhile, running back Aaron Jones had 76 rushing yards, 4 catches for 34 yards, plus a receiving touchdown. And Devontae Adams, 4 catches for 89 yards. Rookie quarterback Justin Fields, 174 yards passing, a passing touchdown, and an interception. And rookie Khalil Herbert had 97 rushing yards, plus a touchdown. Rodgers and the Packers, they've won 5 straight. They're now 5-1 on the year. Rodgers, after he scored that rushing touchdown, yelled at Bears fans, screaming, "I still own you." I can't stand Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a clown, but you know what? He's absolutely right. He's 22-5 all time against the Bears, so he technically does own them. And Justin Fields just struggled all afternoon as the Bears are now 3-3. Next is the Bengals beating up on the Lions 34-11. Joe Burrow, 271 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and interception. Joe Mixon, 94 rushing yards, 5 catches, 59 yards, and a receiving touchdown. Jamar Chase, 4 catches for 97 yards. As for Lions quarterback Jared Goff, 202 passing yards, no touchdowns, an interception, and a fumble. DeAndre Swift had 24 rushing yards for a touchdown. And he also had 5 catches for 43 yards. The Bengals improved to 4-2 and looked great doing it. It's time to mention Joe Burrow in that dark horse MVP conversation. In my opinion, he's really killing it. He's giving life to this Bengals team. And the poor Lions, they dropped to 0-6 on the season. Next is the Cardinals beating up the Browns 37-14. Kyler Murray, 229 passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. A.J. Green, 5 catches for 79 yards and a touchdown. Christian Kirk, 5 catches, 75 yards for a touchdown. And DeAndre Hopkins, 3 catches, 55 yards, and 2 scores. Baker Mayfield for the Browns, 234 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception, and 2 fumbles. He hurt his shoulder again. He dislocated it. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be out in tomorrow, the Thursday night game against, who are they playing? The Broncos. And Donovan Peoples-Jones was his main receiver that day for 4 catches, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Odell Beckham Jr. had 5 catches for 79 yards as well. And Kyler Murray, he's had a dominant performance to improve his team's record to 6-0 on the year and to give his team the only record to not hit. The Cardinals haven't lost a game this year. They're the only undefeated team in the league. They're 6-0. They look really good. Cards defense, they also stepped up too. They had 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception. They look really good. And as for the Browns, both Baker Mayfield and Kareem Hunt got injured this game. And they didn't have Nick Chubb running the ball either. So that's going to hurt them. So they fall to 3-3. And, injuries are just piling up for the Browns. It's not looking good for them. Next is my Dallas Cowboys beating the Patriots in overtime, 35-29. Dak Prescott, 445 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, an interception, and a fumble. CeeDee Lamb had 9 catches, 149 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And rookie quarterback Mac Jones for the Patriots, 229, 2 touchdowns, interception, and a fumble. And Damon Harris was their main offensive guy that day with 101 rushing yards and a touchdown. And read my shirt, look what it says. How about them Cowboys? Because how about them Cowboys? They've won 5 straight and are now 5-1. I knew Bill Belichick was going to try to stop the run game, which he did. So it was up to Dak Prescott, and he led that team. He absolutely roasted the Patriots defense. I saw a stat online that Dak Prescott threw the most yards versus a Bill Belichick defense ever, and that includes regular and postseason. And I knew going into Foxborough versus Bill Belichick and the Patriots was going to be tough despite of the Patriots' record. And how about Trayvon Diggs, man? 7 interceptions in 6 games. He recorded a pick 6 on Sunday, his second pick 6 of the year. And, hats off to the Patriots. They played really tough. But unfortunately, they had to be on the L side, the losing side of my Cowboys, and they fall to 2-4. Next is the Raiders beating the Broncos 34-24. Derek Carr with a good game, 341 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Running backs Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake each rushed for a touchdown. Henry Ruggs had 3 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown. And as for the Broncos quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, 334 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a fumble. Tight end Noah Fant, 9 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown. And Cortland Sutton with 8 catches, 94 yards, and a touchdown. The Raiders get a much bounce-back win after the whole John Gruden scene and after he resigned. And despite Carr playing great, the 2 running backs, Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake, also had great games as well, running the ball. The Raiders now are 4-2, and the Broncos lose 3 straight to fall to 3-3. Teddy didn't play that great, but the main issue, it really, in my opinion, isn't Bridgewater. It's really more of the coaching. I've seen some of the Broncos games. I haven't watched really all of them, but Vic Fangio, I just don't think he's that great of a coach. Next is the Steelers beating the Seahawks in overtime, 23-20. Big Ben, 229 passing yards, a touchdown, and a fumble. Rookie running back Najee Harris, 81 rushing yards, 6 catches for 46 yards, and a touchdown. And Deontay Johnson had 9 receptions for 71 yards. As for Geno Smith, the Seahawks quarterback, he's stepping in for Russell Wilson. He had 209 passing yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, and a fumble. And Alex Collins, replacing the injured Chris Carson, 101 rushing yards and a touchdown. And DK Metcalf, their receiver, had 6 catches for 58 yards. The Steelers win on a field goal in overtime to improve their record to 3-3. The Steelers defense showed up with 5 sacks and a fumble, which led to the game-winning field goal. And honestly, Geno Smith didn't play that bad at all. It was his first game starting since 2017, and he played pretty well. Unfortunately, him and his team were on the losing side of things as the Seahawks are now 2-4. And last but not least is the Monday Night Football game, a really good game between the Titans and the Bills. The Titans won 34-31. Ryan Tannehill, 216 passing yards, no passing touchdowns and interception, but he did have a rushing touchdown. Derrick Henry, another monster game, 143 yards rushing and 3 TDs. And A.J. Brown had 7 catches for 91 yards. As for Bills quarterback Josh Allen, 353 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Stephon Diggs, 9 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown. And Cole Beasley had 7 catches, 88 yards for a touchdown. King Henry, man, Derrick Henry, he ran all over the Bills defense to get him and his team a much-needed win to improve their record of 4-2 on the season. Henry getting 100-plus yards is just obvious at this point, you know. Bet the house on Henry for getting 100 yards literally every game because he's been killing it this year. And the Bills' defense just could not stop that, man. You know, Josh Allen played really well too, but, you know, I don't know what his coach was thinking trying to have him QB sneak it on 4th and 1 in the last, 15 seconds of the game instead of settling for overtime and kicking the field goal. I get it. You want to get the win. But try to give your kicker a chance to send it to overtime and try to get the ball first and score, and then that's how you go win. Also, that was just a bonehead move on Sean McDermott's part, and it costed them the game. So the Bills are now 4-2 because of it. And all I have to say is thank you all for listening. That's a wrap on Week 6 in the NFL. I hope you all enjoyed. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And make sure to follow me on Instagram and share my content, like my content, do whatever you can to promote my page. Thank you all and have a great day.